Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all of the Aquariuses. If you're an Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of May of 2025. And in case any of you are interested, I'll be using my Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot deck, which I love, and I hope you guys will too. So, with all of that said, let's see what Aquarius has in store for May. Usually I don't stop with only three cards out, but I looked what was on the bottom of the deck and the subsequent cards underneath what's on the bottom of the deck, and Aquarius, your time has come. The reckoning has come. And you know what? I almost didn't record this video right now because I just finished Libras. And then I was just sitting and I pressed the record button. And then all of a sudden I started thinking about so many things in my past that brought like an unbridled rage to my system. And I just started like sitting in the anger and just like, oh my God. And anger is not an emotion I feel often. But it started bubbling up. And so I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to do Aquarius right now. I'm not supposed to do it. Then like 10 minutes later, I'm still feeling it a little bit. I was like, no, I feel like this has something to do with their reading. And so immediately I was like, go. Oh, okay. Let me tell you the cards that came out. The three cards that fell out, and then we'll get to the deck. We had the Three of Cups first, then the Eight of Cups, and then the Five of Cups. And to me, this felt like a backwards, like reading a story backwards, where we're starting at the happy ending. This is the messy middle, and then this is the situation at the beginning that caused the messy middle, and then the happy ending. So with the Five of Cups, this is an energy of melancholy. This is sorrow. This is sadness. Like just look at the symbolism on this card. Like yes, this is water, and it's technically fertile because it's water. But if you look in the background, this is barren. This is desert. This is dead trees and nothingness and no hope. It's pessimism. It's a lack of faith in yourself, in your situation, in humanity. And there is an opposite side of the Five of Cups where it's like if you learn to shift your perspective, there is hope to be had there. But I feel in this sense, the Five of Cups represents some sort of situation that really brought you to the dumps in terms of emotional baggage. And Aquarius, you guys are not typically emotional people. So the fact that this caused, whether it was the anger that I was feeling just before this reading, again, out of nowhere, whether it was the anger is the feeling that's bubbling up from this, or just a deep sense of loss or sorrow, or again, pessimism or lack of hope, nihilism even. There was something that happened to you. And I'm getting the sense that it was something done to you by somebody else, somebody maybe you trusted, somebody. There was a deep pain inflicted onto you. And you recognized eventually. You probably simmered in it for a while, or in true Aquarius fashion, tried to intellectualize it and ignore it. But ultimately, you realize that what you're feeling is so deep, and it's probably brought up. Same thing, which just happened to me. It's probably brought up like situations from your past where you didn't allow yourself to feel what was actually being felt to survive. Like you weren't allowed to feel what was being felt because of your external environment. It could have brought, and then it's just started going along a train. So whatever emotion this invoked, whether it was anger or melancholy or nihilism or whatever it is, it's like this situation brought you back to another situation where, a similar betrayal happened, and you just were like, you know what, I'm better off without them, and like got like a defense mechanism built up. And then that brought you even farther back in your life to another situation that brought you back even farther in life to another situation. It was like you're recognizing this chain, this string of these cycles that are perpetuating that bring about this feeling. There's been so many nudges towards ancestral and child wound work in this month's readings. It's insane. We're all healing collectively right now, doing deep inner healing work collectively. So you're not alone in this, Aquarius. You're not alone. But and I think that's where you started to get inundated with the emotions, where you could no longer ignore it because as you were trying to intellectualize it, you started to think back. You started to say, oh, wait, I remember this feeling. This is what happened to me in college when this person weren't who they said they were. And then something similar happened to me when I was 16 and also when I was 12. Oh my God. And when I was 8, oh my 5. And it's just like you kept going back and back and back. And it's possible you're even like tapping into ancestral wounds too, where it's like you can feel the feeling of it, but you don't have like an actual memory to place it towards. Yeah, it's a lot of deep inner healing work. And you probably ruminated in this for a while, or again, tried to intellectualize it and ignore it until you couldn't, until you were literally inundated by it. And you were like, okay, this is not sustainable. I can't, 555 on the timer as I say that. When I was about to talk about what prompted you to the middle, 555 is all about change. You were like, this is not sustainable. This is not something I can do for the rest of my life. This is not, I can't just sit and wallow in this. Like Aquarius, you're very forward thinking. You're ruled by Saturn. It's about long-term plans, long-term goals, and also innovation. So it's like you started to get creative with how you can move through what you're feeling. And ultimately what you came up with was the sense of leaving behind. You were like, I can't stay here anymore. I need to leave where I'm at and go in search of something better, not blindly. This isn't the Eight of Cups is not a blind search. It's not blind hope that, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And then you get to this place and it's like nothing that you expected. No, the Eight of Cups is a deep, guttural, intuitive knowing that I am leaving. And that's funny because Jesus, because the waters that this paper are resting on, and even the background before you get to the mountains, looks like the desert and the waters here. You're leaving behind. You're leaving this behind because where you are now, whether it's an actual physical move, which could be true for some of you, or if it's just like a mental shift and just revamping your life, like staying where you are but maybe changing apartments or just getting new hobbies or finding a new group of friends, doing new things to kind of step into this next level of yourself. Take it as it resonates, but you're leaving behind what caused this sense of melancholy and hopelessness and nihilism. That word wants to keep coming up, so some of you are in the pits of that. um but with all of these cups, like, and with the card at the bottom of the deck, which we'll get to, you're recognizing just how magical it all is. But with that said, you're leaving behind the inundation, the desert, and you're going to start trekking up this mountain. Not only so you can get a higher vantage point to have like a better point of view looking out over everything, but also because you know it's just going to be better for you up here. The air is going to be crisper. You'll have a new sense of purpose. You'll have new wisdom from climbing this mountain and all of the lessons you learned along the way, the people you met along the way. You're taking a little bit of everything along this journey up to the top. And once you get up to the top, that's what's waiting for you is the Three of Cups. It's a sense of community, of celebration, of vitality, of new life, of new life. That's truly what's waiting for you. Oh, and that's fascinating too, that the eye in the five is the same as the eye in the flowers. Huh. So it's like you're starting with this one perspective, and because you're leaving it behind, you're opening your eyes to these new things that come into your life, new wisdoms, new vantage points, new opportunity. And then you go from this one perspective to these three higher perspectives all in one. So like there's this huge theme of growth here. Of growth, of coming into yourself, of coming back to yourself, of coming back to yourself in a really radical, beautiful way. And so, whatever the situation that caused these feelings, whatever that represents, once you get to the top of that mountain and you are greeted by new people, new ways to celebrate yourself and what's around you, the world, the bountifulness, because look, they have a whole harvest going on. Those berries look delicious. Oh my God. They remind me, there used to be this game I played in like first grade on in the computer lab where they'd have like pixelated pictures of food. And the food to my 6-year-old self looked so good and like uncanny valley good. Like it looked weird. This just looks good, not uncanny valley good. Anyway, that was a random tangent. Maybe some of you played that game and that's going to bring up part of the memory along that chain. Synchronicities, nothing's a coincidence. But whatever the situation is that caused this, once you're here, you're going to see this as the blessing it truly is because this represents the ability to break the cycle. This situation was your cycle breaker. This situation is what upleveled you. So you're moving into this idea of non-duality where nothing is truly good or bad. Everything just is. And it's about how you maneuver through the situations, how you can align yourself to your purpose through even the worst of situations. That's exciting. That's an up level. So what was at the bottom of the deck, which is why I stopped shuffling, is justice. So not only so you tapping into this ability to trust in the venture, trust in your feelings enough to know that it's time to move on. Trust in the trek all the way up to the top of the mountain. Trust in the people you meet and the wisdoms you gain along the way. And then trust in this new community that you're forging that are there to celebrate you and you celebrate them. And everything is just like a happy celebration of life. Not only are you getting your own karmic justice for being the cycle breaker, not only for yourself, but for your ancestral lineage, not only are you going to get the karmic justice for that, but those who have trespassed against you, those who have wronged you, they're getting it too. Except what's waiting for them isn't this. It's this. It's this. What's waiting for them is this. Oh, that's funny. I'm going to turn my phone upside down. That was weird timing. I won't even say the text I just got. Crazy confirmation of that. Crazy confirmation of that. Crazy confirmation of that. Use me as an example. And that's the thing too. You're at a point, or you will come to a point where you don't even care about the karmic justice. You don't even care about what happens to the other person. All you're concerned about is being so totally completely present, where you were inundated by your emotions here, your more hampering emotions, you're going to be inundated by joy and gratitude and abundance and again, bountifulness, boundlessness. You're going to be so fully engulfed in what you have to celebrate that you just trust that karma does its thing and you don't need to know about it. It's none of your business and you're moving on with your life. And as you do that, this grows stronger. And then underneath justice, we have the Ace of Swords. So brand new beginnings in terms of your mindset, especially. So you clearing out this emotional baggage, you clearing out like all of the what's going on internally, which caused you to go on this new divine mission of refining yourself, refining your purpose, refining where you belong. You're opening new neural pathways in your brain. So how I said earlier, Aquarius, you guys love to intellectualize, which is the truth. That's true. We all know it. It's not the easiest thing for you to actually feel your feelings in your body, but it was your intellectualization that you were able to string together and recognize the cycles of what this represented. So your mind is a great tool. I don't bring up the intellectualization as a way to like shame you because you when utilized well it can actually really help you sort through what's going on internally. Because again, Aquarius, your mind is one of your greatest strengths, your greatest strengths. So as you were making those connections, you were utilizing, like you were slowly forming these new neural pathways, but there was still that sense of nihilism. There was still that sense of hopelessness and just being like, dampened and like not excited for life of the world. Where as you move through as it's actually the whole journey. So as you move away from this and up this mountain and meet new people and gain new wisdoms, you're forming new neural pathways there, but you're also forming them in terms of this celebration and this connectedness and the sense of community. So you start to expect the joy. You start to believe that there is some sort of higher grace, higher power that guides us, whether it's like an actual God or if it's just our higher self from the future putting a spotlight in front of us of where to go. Whatever you believe in, it's valid, but you'll start to form new neural pathways in your mind and then you will start to see the evidence of that in your life. And it's all part of this new journey, this new beginning. And this also leads you towards more intellectual stimulation. So it's not just going to be celebration, party, and blah, blah, blah all the time. You'll actually be challenged in a way that's beneficial to you and your mind. And it'll help you It'll help you gain newer opportunities to use your mind moving forward. Because again, I'm going to say it again, your mind is one of your greatest strengths. Never doubt that. Underneath the Ace of Swords was, it's crazy, was the World. What did I talk about with cycles ending? You recognizing and bringing attention and awareness to these cycles is bringing you your wish fulfillment. Everything you've ever desired. And what did I say earlier about the doorway to the portal? Wait, no, that was with Libra. That was Libra, I think. Oh my God, they're all getting mixed together now. But essentially, by you going on this journey, you are opening a new portal for your new neural pathways to form a new portal into a new world, into a new life, into a life you deserve. And again, wish fulfillment, ending of cycles. It's it's everything coming to fruition for you in ways that this person might have not been able to conceptualize, but they felt it. They felt it. This person is in you when you were feeling this, not the person that did this to you. You, when you were here, may not have been able to conceptualize the idea of everything coming to fruition in a very beautiful, magical, serendipitous way, but you could feel it and you knew it. And that's why you were pulled to go on this journey to find this sense of belonging. That's why you were pulled. That's why. Because you knew. You didn't know, but you knew. And it also feels like the start of a new beginning because under the Fool, or under the World was the Fool, which is crazy that they were back to back. So the moment this cycle, this loop of cycles are ending for you, you're stepping into this new beginning of newness. It's like it'll happen together and it'll happen quickly. It'll happen very quickly, faster than you're anticipating or expecting it to happen. 17:33 on the timer as I say that. It'll happen a lot quicker than you expect it because to have the cycles ending with the World and then immediately following the Fool, it's like, all right, that book is closed and we're immediately starting a new one. Like you don't even have to wait for the sequel to come out. It's already out. It's your favorite book in the world and you just want to continue to read it. And there's this, again, I feel like that's why nihilism wanted to come up so often earlier because you were moving in this place of like, oh, there is no higher power. Like, why would I believe in something that doesn't exist? But this whole journey that you've taken up until this point has proven to you that there is something unexplainable, indescribable, something guiding you. There's something. There is something. And now you're setting off on this new journey of the Fool with this just like the old you would have said it was delusional optimism. The new you knows there's no delusion to it. That the more you lift your head to the sky, no matter how close you get to this cliff, you know you're not going to fall. And even if you do fall, there's not death waiting for you at the bottom, but just newness, new opportunity, new people, new growth, new ventures. It's like this radical shift in understanding of you and the world. And it all started with the pits, as it all so often does. It all started with the pits. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. So, the first card I saw was the one at the bottom of the deck. You're kidding me. It was the one at the bottom of the deck, which is the High Priestess, and underneath the High Priestess is the Ace of Wands. And if you look at these numbers, 222, 222. And then the three cards to fall out were the Ten of Pentacles, the Moon reversed, oops, and then the Four of Swords upright. So especially with the Moon reverse and the High Priestess coming out, wisdoms that were previously, sorry, somebody was calling me, wisdoms that were previously hidden from you. It could be in terms of your ancestral lineage, especially with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, actually. It could be in terms of your ancestral lineage, but it could also be like deeper esoteric knowledge too. And perhaps it is deeper esoteric knowledge taught to you through your ancestral lineage. But there's a heightening, an opening of your connection to spirit and your ability to ascertain these wisdoms through your body. And it's really important for you to honor rest right now. Because I didn't say it, under the Ace of Wands is the Hanged One. And then the Four of Swords also represents rest as well. So don't try to rush any of the learnings, the teachings, the wisdoms that are coming to you, because your body is going to need time to integrate it. Your body's going to need time to integrate it, to reflect on why you're obtaining this understanding now, everything happens in divine timing, of course, but there's deeper reasons that are connected to your lineage of why now is the time. And again, we're setting off on new beginnings. We had two aces, the Fool, the World, a 10, Justice. You know what? I do want to show this. Celebration too, because look at how the Six of Pentacles was sitting underneath the deck there. So not only celebration, but a sense of being able to give back, using the wisdom that you gain to give back to the collective in some fashion, whether that's you creating a community or you just like starting a podcast, you writing a blog, doing social media, whatever it is, you're going to have the opportunity to share the wisdoms you obtain. And you sharing those wisdoms is going to lead to ultimate fulfillment, stability, and like a positive reputation in society. Foundational energy here. But again, this isn't overnight. This isn't something that you're going to have a dream one night and be like, "Oh wow, I know everything," and then immediately monetize off of it. No, this is deep ancestral work and it's going to take time. Do not rush the process. Really honor what you're learning. And your ancestors will let you know when it is time. Don't rush it. This is so powerful. This whole spread, so powerful. The Fool, the World, Justice, the Hanged Man, the High Priestess, the Moon. We have 6 major arcana cards, 2 aces, the Three of Cups, which is one of my favorite, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is powerful, Aquarius. But it's important that when you are given power that you use it wisely and responsibly. And again, there's an emphasis of reflection here. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. And again, I think once you recognize the end of this cycle with the world, it's going to feel like you're ushering in this new beginning very quickly and you're going to get accustomed to a certain pace. So really pay attention to your body, honor when you need to rest, honor when you're exhausted and just need to take the day to sleep and play video games and read books and do nothing. Honor that. Trust that it's a part of the journey, a necessary part of the journey of integration. Because we can't just be in spirit all the time. We can't be in the mind all the time. And that's something else you're going to learn too, is the importance of moving your awareness from your mind into your body. If that starts with this energy, that starts at the very beginning, but it's like that's lesson number 1 of moving that awareness out of a whole year of lesson plans. And I think that's what this is representative of. You moving away from this feeling of melancholy, taking that journey, finding the community and the celebration, forming new neural pathways, trusting in karmic justice, all of that, it's lesson 1. And your ancestors are watching you and guiding you and keeping tab on how you're responding to each lesson. And then once that lesson is over, they will usher in the next one and the next one and the next one. And again, the word serendipity wants to come to mind or wants to be spoken. It truly is going to feel like magic is guiding you because it is, because it is. And then eventually you'll get to the point where you like nihilism isn't even going to be an option because you've had so much proof. You've had so much proof of something beyond you that you cannot doubt it. big responsibility, but you guys are Saturnian. If anybody can handle it, it's you. Another really deep message for the month of May. We are shifting tides collectively in May, I'm telling you. But with all of that said, this was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated yet. If you do want a personal reading, you can book them in the link in the description below. You could also book for astrology, human design, and numerology readings as well. If you did like this reading, leave me a like and leave me a comment and let me know how it resonated. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you're interested in getting the forecast for the month ahead according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here in the future. And there really isn't much else to say. You guys got this.